I think it's time, guys, for the final tier list. Before launch, I'm going to rank every single spec in the game for Dragonflight. Soul Shuffle in mind. Yeah, mainly focus on Shuffle. Maybe like a bit, you know, general too, but mainly ranking things based on their performance in the Shuffles I played. I played probably 2,000 rounds to Shuffle now on the beta. Up to the highest rating possible, pretty much. So I got a pretty good idea of where things are. But, you know, it's just my opinion. I'm a feral gamer. It's my opinion. Keep that in mind. But it's going to be kind of based, okay? Starting off, let's start with rogues. And the first spec on rogues, let's do Assassination. Okay, so Assa rogues are very good. They got crazy bursts. Good sustain as well. You know, they do lack some mobility, but Assa is very good. It's an A tier. It's an A tier, man. Like, the Assa rogues I've seen in Shuffles have performed well. And, they're good. They're not, like, absolutely insane. But they're going in the A tier. You guys, one thing, too, by the way. So, here will be high A. Like, to the left is high A. And, you know, as we add things, this will be, like, lower A, for example. High A, low A. And then everything in between as well. Okay, sub-rogue. You know, sub-rogue players have been crying quite a bit. And it's not great, but it's not that bad either. I don't think it's like super, super, super horrible. Yeah, Sekiro, you've been crying, screaming. You've been crying, screaming. You've been throwing a tantrum, okay? F, it's not an F. I swear, sub-rogue is not that bad. It's not good, but I think I'm going to put sub-rogue in C tier. But, like, overall, like, not a whole lot of damage. And for Shuffle, I think, like, rogue... Sub-rogue is probably going to work, like, well in, like, RMP in normal 3s. But for Shuffle, I think Sub-rogue kind of struggles a bit, too. Because they kind of have to sync up with teammates more. Like, cheap shot into Polymorph. Or into Ring or something. I think on their own, in, like, a Soul Shuffle setting, they kind of fall off a bit. So I'm going to put them on C. You know, think about Outlaw. Like, Outlaw used to be... Before, I mean, Season 4, it was like S tier. S++. It was, like, insane. But it's not what it used to be. It fell off hard. I actually think it's probably better than Sub, though. I think so. Like, I've seen some Outlaw rogues that have done good damage. I think I think Outlaw, like, might be kind of sleeper, where it actually might have some potential. Like, some untapped potential. Also, like, for Shuffle, I think it works better than Sub. Just, like, the way the spec is built up. With the CDR and such. So I'm put Outlaw in a B tier, okay? It's going in the B. Death Knight. Starting off with Unholy. Dude, I swear, Unholy DK is really, really good. I think it's like S tier. It could be, I think, low S, high A. I think Unholy is spec you see a lot of in high shuffle on the beta. They pump very hard. I think they work in multiple comps. They do good. I've seen Unholy perform better than Frost overall. I've also seen Mess play quite a bit of Unholy. I think both are really good, though. But yeah, I'm putting high A for now. I think Frost is probably, you know, it's kind of with that. Maybe slightly better, but... I mean, I've seen it perform better than Frost overall. I'd say. You don't see, like, I've not had any, like, no one's playing tank on the beta, thankfully. Thankfully, but no one's playing tank on the beta. So, let's add a tank there because, like, no one plays blood on the beta. That is DK, man. Okay, moving on. Demon Hunters. It's going in S tier. I think DH, like, also, like, just works good in Shuffle with how they can see on their own easily. They have stuns. They have good burst, good sustain. And, yeah. I think that they just work good in Shuffle with how just the spec is designed. In the pre-patch, they're absolutely insane. Like S++. In 70, I think they're very, very strong. Probably the best spec maybe overall. Like almost every time I see a DH in Shuffle, they perform good. Like good to very good. Or very 5-6 wins. So I'm put it there, man. Up in S. Evokers. Okay, next up, Evokers. Okay, so for Devastation, things like they have like one-shot potential. Like they can do some crazy damage. I should like played yesterday a lot on the beta, and they can do some crazy burst. But the range is quite low. they don't really have any stuns. They have like 1 stun on a long cooldown. I feel like their toolkit overall like doesn't. It's not the best for like shuffle as a DPS, but because they have like crazy burst potential, and they are pretty good. Sleep, it's nice too. Put a low A. In a low A, man. Okay, now for Preservation Evoker, man. This is the best healer in Shuffle right now. It is. Like, you'll play Shuffle on the beta now, like 2-4 range. Pretty much like the high CR Shuffle you can do. And almost every game is an Evoker. And if it's not an Evoker healer, the Evoker goes like 5-1, 6-0 or something. And I've seen this happen so many times. They're really, really good. They have crazy healing too. Like, their output is just absolutely insane. So, they're going in the S tier. Next up, let's go for Hunter, man. Okay, so Hunters, I feel like none of the specs are, like, really that insane. Like, none of them are really performing. And when I rank Survival, I can't really rank it based on Big Mechs, because Big Mechs makes it work. I think Survival's a spec that can work, like, well, but it's hard to play. And to kind of get the value out of. But again, I think like Survival has a lot of potential, but to get that potential, I think it's going to be you know, not many people will be able to kind of unlock them properly. I think MM is probably somewhere here. I think MM can do decent damn, but like, dude, Hunters in general seem a bit like lackluster. I'll put it in C+. Yo, Bismex, dude, I want to hear from you. Like, where would you rank Survival on the beta right now? Yeah, I was saying too, like, I can't really rate it like based on you, because like I only really face you playing Survival, and then it's like A tier. But I think overall B is probably good. Good placement. Man, I swear BM is sleeper OP though. Okay, not OP, but BM can do a lot of damage, man. BM can do a lot of damage. I'm gonna put it somewhere in B. B for BM, maybe. Your average player will do better on BM, surely. Because BM is just like 1, 2, 3. While Survival is, you know, control F5 and stuff. Okay, now for Mages, man. Dude, Arcane got buffed recently. And they can do crazy one-shots. I was just like talking to Sevark, who is, you know, the guy who's played the most Arcane on the beta. He's the best Arcane Mage I've faced on the beta. And I asked him, he said he put an A tier. And I agree with that, probably mid A tier. I think Arcane, it has one of the biggest like burst potentials now. And you know, I'm going to agree with the Arcane God himself. Tier list based on my experience. I played, you know, Shuffle to like 2-4 on the beta. Probably a couple thousand rounds by now overall, and this is just my opinion on specs and kind of how I've seen it perform, but also talking to players that I know, like Ranked players or Glide players, and also, you know, getting some input from them. Okay, Fire Mage, man. Dude, Fire, like, it's the worst mage spec. F, I think if anything is an F, Fire, yo, let's put F for Fire. Fire, because F for Fire, and it's really bad. It is the worst mage spec. I'm gonna put it there, man. Next up, Frost Mage. Frost, definitely better than Fire. I've seen Ven play it. I actually see Sevark play it too. I think Frost is better than Fire, but it's not great. It's not good. High C, low B. F for Frost? No. Next up, let's do Warrior. Man, Arms, it's worse than Fury for sure. I think Arms is horrible. I've seen Arms, like Rio's playing Arms actually. Is he on right now? He's not. Rio's playing Arms a lot, and he has some decent output. I don't think it's that good though. It could be C+, but for me, I'm putting low B for now. Dude, Outlaw might be a bit high, by the way. Like, I think Outlaw's also like low B. Okay, that's Arms. Okay, Fury. The Fury's good. I swear, Fury's actually good. When I get a Fury on my team, especially as a Feral, is great. But I've seen Furies go 6-0 on the beta on high MR. I think, like, just having 40% healing reduction, I can't speak. 40% MS effect is huge. It is very strong. I don't think it's like, I think it's a bit with Arcane. Kind of like here. Yeah, there. It's good. Yo, let's do Warlocks, man. Okay, so Affliction, last time, they were S tier. But Affliction's got nerfed quite hard. You know, Affliction mains are crying. They're all very, very sad. Is S? It's not S after the nerf. I don't think so. Not from what I've seen, man. I think here. You guys, A tier is good, by the way. Like, A tier is good. That's solid. But after the nerf, Demo has taken over. And this is true. If you play Shuffle on the beta, on any MMR really now, Demo has become the king of lock specs now. Almost every single Shuffle I played recently on the beta is always a Demo. Sometimes 2. Sometimes 3, actually. Demos are taking over. And it's not nice. Wait, dude, okay. I'm actually curious, though. Wait. Like, have you played beta Shuffle? Have you played it at all? No? This is like, I played probably 2,000 rounds of beta Shuffle. And I've seen a lot of demos recently. Let's put it that way. And I've seen demos doing well. Continuing. Okay, Destro Warlock. You don't see many Destros in Shuffle, though. You don't. Put a high B. I think it's probably very, very good. But like almost every lock now is demo. So I'm going to put it in high B. Dude, I swear, some of the comments, too, like, it's the same thing where people, like, think I'm making... I don't know if they don't read the title or something. But, like, they think I'm making a tier list for, like, something I'm not making it for. Like, if they think I'm making pre-patch something. Let's go for... Let's go for Paladin, man. Red Paladin, dude. Okay, yo, Outlaw, man, is wreaking havoc on people in Shuffle. He's still doing big one-shots. I feel like Paladin's a bit like Devastation right now. Maybe in a way where they have, like, one-shot potential. And good bursts. But I feel like their overall tooltip is not that amazing. By the way, guys, the more things in A, the better. Like, we want things in A. You want it to be strong, but not too strong. You know, you want things in A. Okay, Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin is, like, one of the weaker healers. Almost every time it's a Holy Paladin in a Shuffle, it'll perform... not perform as well as his counterparts. If it's an Evoker healer, if it's even like a Priest or Mistweaver Monk, I think they're not horrible, though. They have buffs, double buff, sack. They have a pretty decent toolkit for it, but I feel like they kind of fall off on the healing that's needed to really, like, keep up with, like, after you've gone out of buffs and sacks, I feel like at that point, it's like, oh, shit, now what? Windwalker Monk, man. Dude, Windwalker, like, some people think is really bad right now. I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's not super, super bad, but it's not good. It's not great. It's not good. Or maybe it's good. It's not amazing. It's not great, but it's decent. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's decent. It can pump, but I wouldn't recommend anyone playing it. I actually dueled Foxox yesterday. We did Feral versus a Windwalker duels. It's not a duel tier list though, but yeah, we did some duels, and I just crushed them within like 30 seconds each duel. Like, their damage output fell off kind of hard. I'm sure it's gonna be decent though. Okay, next up is Brewmaster. Tank there. I've not faced one Brewmaster, thankfully. Thankfully, we're not facing the Brewmasters. Mistweaver. Dude, like, Mistweaver, it's like early beta. Mistweaver was the best healer. Or like a while ago. Maybe not early beta, but like a month ago or something. But then Evokers, I don't know like if they just got better, but Evoker kind of took over. But I feel like Mistweaver, like Evoker, can kind of perform in dampening too. And I think if Evoker healers gets nerfed a bit, they might shine a bit more. Put it somewhere here though, like a bit higher in A probably. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Yeah, no, like Holy Priests are not really to be seen. But I think it's good, though. It's not bad, I think. It's probably up here somewhere, man. I'd rather have a Holy Priest on my team than a Holy Pala. Let's put it that way. But, yeah, haven't seen that many. And from what I've seen, it's been, like, a very good Holy Priest, which might scoot a bit. But I'm gonna put him, like, lower A for now. But But yeah, dude, the amount of data I have on Holy Priest recently is not that great. So, a bit of a shaky low A, I would say here. Priest. Okay, Shadow Priest. So Shadow Priest is good. Shadow Priest is great, actually, I would say. SP is strong, man. Like, SP could get S tier. I think SP should get a low S. Or, like, it is up there. Very good damage. Great control for Shuffle. Having, like, you know, fair, stun, silence. They can do their own CC and kill with that. Yeah. I think Shadow Priest is good. And also works well in Shuffle. There. Okay, Disc Priest. Disc, like, it's... Man, you don't see many Disc recently. You don't. Like, I guess everyone kind of went Evoker Healer, but, I think Disc is good, probably. I actually think High B, man. I think High B. Okay, because I haven't seen that many recently, and from what I've seen, they don't seem that great. I'm gonna put them High B. Keep it low A. But, we gotta spread it out here. Shaman. Dude, Elemental right now... So... The 3 most bursty classes is Ellie, Evoker, and Arcane Mage. Like, Ellie, like, 2 days ago, I got a crit for 340k in Arena. And I got a basis on how things are currently on the beta. And Elemental does the most damage. Like, nothing hits harder than Ellie right now. Like, 340k Ellie Blast, 300k, 250k. It happens a lot. Also, like, decent sustain as well. And, you know, it's probably going to get nerfed. But I kind of have to base it on how it currently is. But, guys, you got to keep in mind, like, so every spec will perform based on the lobby you're in, right? Like, for me as a Feral, if I'm in a lobby with double melee on Blaze's Arena, I can triple cleave. It's insane. If I'm a Feral in the lobby on 12v1 with only casters that are, like, super far apart, you know, it's not going to be that good. So, you know, things will depend on the lobby. And you got to keep that in mind. I'm going to do... Okay, we're Shaman right now. Okay, Enhance. Enhance got nerfed hard. But, dude, didn't they get buffed recently? They got like a 10% buff or something. I heard. I don't know if it's true. They got nerfed by 25% after they one-shot everyone. I think they got pretty good burst. And I think they're okay. Like, Arsham might be the healer I've seen the least of. I've almost seen no Arsham. I've almost seen 0 Rest Shamans. I've seen Holy Palas. I've seen some Priests. I see some Mistweavers. And I see a lot of Evokers. But Arsham, you don't really see a lot of. I think they have a lot. They have Lasso. They have, you know, they have cool abilities now. Knockback. I don't have enough data to conclude anything too drastic. Is bad, like real bad? I'll put it there, man. Think about, like, healers, though. Like... You know, you gotta compare it to other healers. Because you're versus one healer. And you're gonna play versus that same healer every single round. So if you're facing an Evoker healer, it's gonna be 6 rounds of you versus that guy. Alright, guys. Now for Druid, man. You're kidding? Oh, yeah. Alright, guys. Boomy. Boomy, man. The Boomy... You know, early on, you saw him quite a bit. But recently, you don't really see them. I've seen Super Tease, and I swear he's doing pretty good. On Boomy. He's performing pretty well. I think it can perform. And I think, like, good Boomies will perform like good. Like, Rudars and stuff will probably, you know, manage to get up there. Guys, Feral. The final piece, man. I mean, dude, we need some big buffs up in here. That's all I'm saying. Feral is so unviable. It's insane. High F? It might be high F. You know what? It's probably better than Fire Mage. Slightly better than Fire is what I would say there. The Cleave is less range now. It's A+, low S. It's one of those. And I'm not even, like, biased saying this. Like, some people, like, say Feral's, like, S++, but they're trolling, okay? Like, I'm actually being non-biased now, and it's high A, low S. Is good. Things like, I'm the only Feral who's gotten 2-4 on the beta right now. But overall, I've not seen many Ferals, man. Like, at all. Alright, guys. I'm gonna put it up there, man, okay? Non-biased, of course. I would never be biased. I would never, ever be biased. I think this is pretty based, okay? Again, we all have different opinions. That's good. It will be kind of boring if everyone agrees on everything. But this is a tier list I'm happy with. I think it sums up my experience on the beta so far. Playing, you know, over 2,000 rounds. So I played a lot. I've seen most specs quite a few times. And And I'm happy with that.